Hello and welcome, Mario Jakin, to the Slovenia Australia channel. Today we'll be talking about your club, the Slovenian Sport Association St Albans. Mario, how long have you been president of this club?
I'm going into my fourth year now, Adrian, so it's halfway through the fourth year there.
So why did you take on this role in the beginning?
One, because I felt I had to give something back to the community, back to the Slovenian people. I got associated with the club some 10 years ago, and there became a desire where I wanted to give something back to the community. And because of a few of the talents I had, I was asked to do it, and I accepted the role, and I enjoy the role. Yeah.
What are you looking to achieve during your presidency?
Things that I'm trying to achieve is stability, the ability for the club to develop the culture, the ability to have a fun-loving club where people can come, enjoy the music, the food, the culture, get together, a meeting place for the Slovenian people. They can come to a place once a month when we have our functions and just be Slovenian in Australian society, and be able to keep the club going for as long as I can. So any way that I can help, I'll do that for the club.
You say being Slovenian, how do you mean being Slovenian? Is that music, culture, food?
It's all a bit of everything, Adrian. I want to share. I'm very strong into the music, so I want to share that music. I want to be able to people to enjoy the music, people to know about the music, and keep the music going. And if we get young people there, which I'm trying to do, just to let them have a taste of what Slovenian culture and what Slovenian music's got to offer. And I know it's a difficult task, but again, with the help of all the committee members at the club there, we've got to keep this culture going. So Slovenian is most important. Maybe possibly develop a little bit more of the language. We're losing the language here in Australia, and I'd like to just encourage the kids that come to the club, the people that come to the club, to hear the language, to see what a beautiful language it is, and encourage them to maybe learn it and develop it, because we're slowly losing that language, I think, in this country. Yeah.
Besides your current presidency, how long have you been a member of your club?
I joined the club, I think, around 2003. I was very pleased to join the club, because I got to the stage in my life when I wanted to give back to the community, and I stayed. It was a long time that I stayed away from the Slovenian people. I had other interests and other ventures, but it got to the stage where I was being drawn back to my roots, and my roots are Slovenian. So I decided to go back to the Slovenian club, and on returning to the Slovenian club, I found there's some sort of emotional attachment to the club. So I got involved with the club. I offered my services to the club. I got on the committee, did what I could, and from there worked through and helped whatever I could, and became president in 2009, 2010. And became, naturally, was vice president there for a few years, and then became president.
When was your club established?
About 1985. A group of Slovenians got together there in St Albans and talked about establishing a club in St Albans in 1985. There was only about 8 of them, I think, foundation members that got together, and from that they found a current site out in St Albans there, and it was about 1993 they started to build the club, and I think it was about 1996, 97 when they finished building it. So that was about 1985 when they first started. Yeah.
So what were the reasons for establishing the club?
Well, it's a political thing. There was an issue where few of the members weren't happy with one of the clubs that they were members of, and they felt that they can start off their own little club in a certain area. Political, you might call it political, or clash of personalities or whatever, or direction. So that was the reason there was a little breakaway group that started in St Albans there, and started the club. Yeah, started the ball rolling for the other club.
So what type of functions do you have today at your club?
We have two types of functions. We have Saturday dances and then Sunday picnics. We have, because of our members being senior in years, we found that we prefer not to hold the functions of a night time, because they're all seniors and they're elderly and they want to get home and all that sort of thing. So our functions now are basically held on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon. So our dances are held on a Saturday afternoon from 12 o'clock, and then on Sundays we have a picnic. We call them a picnic, but they're really a time to get together and have a pig on the spit. We're the only club that does a pig on the spit, and a lot of people from other clubs enjoy that pig on the spit. And yeah, that's held on a Sunday afternoon. So they alternate between a dance one month, and the following month it'll be a picnic.
Mario, one function I believe you have each year in July is about making blood sausages. What's that all about?
Oh, krvavice. You know, so we have koline, and it's around July every year. Once a year we make krvavice, and it's the biggest function for the year for us. We're the only club that makes blood sausages, and I must acknowledge Slavko Blatnik, who's the master chef, the Gordon Ramsay of our club there, who takes control of the blood sausages, and we can't make enough. There's over 200 sausages we make, krvavice, and they're all gone. We can't make enough of them. Yeah.
When you say they're all gone, what, in one day?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
In one day?
We get people begging for the sausages. We get people from the other clubs buying the sausages so they can take it home. And like I said, one year we made over 200, and that wasn't enough. We could have sold twice that amount. It's unbelievable. So that's how good the blood sausages are. I'm not a big fan of it, I must say. I'm not a big fan of it, but the people love it. The recipe that we've got there is fantastic, and like I said, all the sausages just go.
Okay, so what is your secret recipe?
The recipe is just Slouts gets the team together. They all mix it up and they throw all the blood in there, whatever it is, blood and pearl barley and all this basil and spices and lemon and whatever. Mix it all up. We've got a fantastic machine there and just spits them all out. And yeah, it's a secret recipe that he's got, and the people love it, and it's just fascinating. And but how these people get into it and get stuck into it is. But it's not mine, but it's not about me. But if they love it, that's what we have. And it's the biggest function we've got for the year. Yeah.
So how many members do you have?
Our members are around about 120, 126, 130 members we've got. And they're a solid base there. It's always been around that figure there. Yeah, so a solid core of members that a lot of them have been there from day one, yes.
So are most of those people like first generation?
Yes.
Do you have any like second or third generation coming through?
We have basically first generation, second generation, forget it, third generation, no. So it's basically just first generation, the original members, and then the a few first generation like myself.
At a typical club or association, you have like 5% of members who run the club and show up for almost everything. Another 15% of members regularly participate. Another 20% occasionally participate, and the remaining 60% never show up. Is that sort of true in terms for you?
Yeah, we can have a function. Our normal functions. Let's say we've got 85 people there. I'll use the figure as 85. 25 of them will be members. The rest of them will be Nechlani, which is disappointing. And it's always been that sort of ratio. So, 20%, 25% will be members. The rest of them will be other people. yeah, from other clubs. Yes, you're right. That's a ratio.
Looking forward, how do you build a strong, relevant and vibrant club that appeals to the older generation, also to the younger generation?
There's no answer to that one. I haven't got an answer. You won't get the young generation involved in the club. They won't come. We've tried. The way we've established these clubs, it's not catered for the young generation. The young generation are either involved in mixed marriages or they've got no interest anymore. And most of the young generation don't want to hang around with the older generation. So there's no future that way. So all I can suggest, the way I see the future is that just keep the club going for as long as we can with the people we've got, for the benefit of the people we've got. But we won't. It took me a long time to accept this, but we won't get the young people there. We've got nothing for them, and yeah, which is sad. It's sad, but that's the way of the world. Yeah.
Is it also because of their lifestyle, the way they live?
Yeah, it's a different lifestyle. They were brought up differently. The young people were brought up differently from what we were brought up. You know, they didn't have that spiritual or that emotional connection to Slovenia that we had. They're brought up with the Aussie way of what we've got here in Australia, and unfortunately I can't change that. Yeah, and I've tried various things, and I think we've all tried here in Australia, all over the world. You know, you can point to America and all that, and we're all in the same boat. Yeah.
If we look at the term Slovenian culture, what does that mean to you, Slovenian culture?
Slovenian culture means the language, means the dress, the way of life, the food, the music, the way they do things, all those things. You know, the air, the landscape, the land, the trees, the birds, the fauna, the flora, everything like that. That's a culture to me. You know, the water, the ocean, the whole area. You know, that's a culture to me. You know, that's what I love. That's what I love about Slovenia. Yeah.
When did you last visit Slovenia?
I was back there in 2008. I was born in Stara Gorica, but my parents are both Sloven. They were, and I was back there in 2008. And yeah, it's strange because the moment I hit the plane landed in Slovenia, I felt this is my place, this is my home, this is where I belong, you know. So yeah, so the heart is always over there. Is always over there.
Is there anything in particular that you like the most there?
Particular? Gee, no. I love everything about it. I love everything about it. I can't. I love the way they, the food, the countryside, the feeling. You know, the feeling of driving through the countryside is just sensational to me. You know, I can't experience that anywhere else in the world. Just the feeling of getting in a car and just driving around the countryside just gives me a buzz. You know, and yeah, hearing the language, which is, to me, is like music. I love that. I love listening to people speak the Slovenian language. I wish, toto volje za govoriti po slovenščino, držati taki jezik, to je zlato za mene. To me jaz imam rad. Ne moram jaz govoriti dobro slovenščino, ma zaslišati enega druge jezike. When you go through different parts of Slovenia, they've all got a different language and a different accent, and that to me is music, you know. So, but the whole country, yeah. So that just shows that my spirit is there. For some reason, my spirit is there, you know, and I love it, you know. Yeah. What else can I say? Yeah.
Mario, I understand that you play an instrument. What do you play?
We've got a house band at the St Albans Club. It's called Nash Trio, and I play the guitar, there's three of us in the band, the guitar, and I play the guitar, we've got a harmonica player and a bass guitar. And we play at our functions there to help support the club and whatever. And so we play all the old songs, all the songs, not particularly tonight that you heard up there, but mainly the old songs, you know. And yeah, so I'm guitar and lead singer, yeah.
You sing as well?
Yes, yeah.
Are you part of the Planika choir?
Yes, yeah, I'm part of. I'm very proud to be part of the Planika choir. I'm very pleased and very happy that they asked me a few years ago to join the choir. There's about 18 of us in the choir. I understand. I'm not sure, but I think we're the longest. Planika is the longest serving choir in the world. They hold the record at the moment. I think
really?
Yes. So they got together in '75.
More than they've been there.
Yeah. So work it out. '75, I think we got together. So Planika, they're still to check it out with Guinness, but I think they're the longest serving choir that's been together since 1975. Yeah. And we sing all the old type songs, as you know, and I get a real buzz from that because that's something I've never been exposed to, and listening to all these senior members of the club share all their history and all their lives with me, and all their knowledge is just I just find that exciting, and I love that sort of stuff, you know. So I really enjoy being with Planika. Yes, yeah.
So what voice do you sing? Which part?
I'm a second tenor. So I went there one time, and the maestro, Roland Carmody, said to sing, and I sang, and he said, "You're a second tenor," so he put me in at second tenor. Yeah.
Do you have a favourite song to sing?
Personal song.
Yeah.
Yes. Na Pragu sam stao.
How does that go?
You want me to sing it? I'll sing you one verse.
Yeah.
And a lot of people won't know this song. A lot of people. This is an old folk song,
yep.
And a lot of people haven't heard it. So, all right. Na Pragu sam stao, polubška dajal, potem pa grem nazaj na Havaj. Na Pragu sem stal, polubška dajal, potem pa grem nazaj na Havaj. Saj veš, da ljubim te, brez tebe mi življenja ni, za te mi srce gori, olej vrni se ti. Saj veš, da ljubim te, brez tebe mi življenja ni, za te mi srce gori, olej vrni se ti.
Beautiful.
It is. It's a bloody. A lot of people don't know that song, and I have to acknowledge. If I can, just indulge myself. There's a guy by the name of Davrin Zazut that taught me how to help me with my guitar playing and introduced me to a lot of songs. And that was the one song that he said that nobody else has been able to play or sing, and I'll always remember that. So I just want to acknowledge him. Yes. Yeah.
Mario, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you very much. I appreciate this. Thank you.